Hey y'all! So today we are doing a 4-week filling on my girl. So before this, I just used my Panda 5-in-1 coarse carbide bit to file down the acrylic that was on her nails, and then I went in with a medium sand and band over her natural nail and where the acrylic meets her nail to just flush everything in. Right now I'm just pushing back and kind of exfoliating her cuticles. I think I'm going in I usually go in about 6,000 to 8,000 RPMs depending on their cuticle, and I'll go in forward, and then the best hack ever is to go in reverse. I feel like once you go in reverse, you really get all that cuticle and you're lifting up that proximal fold to help you when you start nipping the cuticle away. So now I'm going in reverse, and you can see it's lifting that extra side skin right there. So we're really lifting that up, and it exposes the nail. And I'm using Erica's ATA ball bit. So now we're just gonna go ahead and nip at the cuticle. And like I said, that ball bit really pushed them up, and you can kind of see where to cut. So all the light colored skin that you can like move, you should be able to cut that. So all that skin that's lifted, you'll clip that. You just go ahead and clip away. This part is my favorite part, especially when you get like a fresh, smooth cuticle clip, just all in one. That's the best part. And don't go too deep. If you feel like you're going too deep, don't go too deep, because you will cut your client. I haven't done it, but like I've been a little deep, and my sisters be like, but I wouldn't cut them. But don't go too deep. Only get what you can see in that lifting part. And then now I'm gonna go ahead and clean off the nail and also dehydrate it. I'm using an alcohol and acetone mix in my pumper, and I just pump it into the brush and just brush their nail off. Now I'm gonna go ahead and go in with my Young Nails primer, the Young Nails Protein Bond. I'll use 1 coat of this, and then I'm gonna go in with my No Lift primer right before application. So I'll only prime one hand at a time. So right now I'm just going to prime the left hand, and then before I do the application on the right hand, I'll go ahead and prime the right hand. But these are also all her natural nails. This is an overlay. Acrylic grows nails. I don't know where all this controversy came from when people say acrylic doesn't grow my nail, or acrylic's so bad for my nails. No, we grow nails over here. And now we're just doing a quick fill-in. So I'll use like a small to medium bead depending on how much acrylic is needed. So that was kind of more of a smaller bead for the pinky, but you see on the index a bit more space that needs to be filled in. Yeah, and we just lay the bead on the nail, and I usually wipe my brush off to get all that extra liquid off, and we kind of form the perfect bead on the cuticle, kind of doing like little wiggles. Wiggle, 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 pat, pat, pat. Swipe, swipe, swipe. We wiggle with the tip of the brush, and then you pat with the body of the brush. Let me see if I can show you. Okay, there goes my bead, and I'll place it right where the acrylic meets the natural nail, and you see, okay, you're swiping with the tip. Okay, this one I'll be able to probably show you more of the body pat. If you get a bead and it's too big or too small or too dry or too wet, just throw it away. You're gonna waste time. So place the bead on there with the tip. You see I'm patting with the body, and then I'm wiggling with the tip. Wiggle with the tip and pat with the body. when you want to move the acrylic, use a tip. When you want to kind of flatten it to shape it and blend it with the nail, use the body. And look at that nice, clean, fresh application. So now we're going to go straight into the design. My phone died while I was doing the shaping and filing. But first, before the design, after they wash their hands, I'll go in with some acetone and just wipe their nail down just to make sure they don't have any oils in their nails before I start painting. So today we're doing a marble design. And with marble, you start off with the blooming gel. And marble is really easy to design. You just either use a dotting tool or a liner brush and just draw different lines or dots, and it's just going to start spreading and creating this beautiful marble effect. Okay, when you're working with blooming gel, you got to work quick. So first I got my first color, which was white. I'm just gonna swiggle it all down, different angles, different designs, different motions. And if you look at the pinky, it's already started to bloom. It already started to spread out. We're gonna go in with our second color, which is our little army emerald green. Not emerald, but this is more like a chartreuse. I feel like that would be called chartreuse. We just do all different type of motions because you don't want the marble all to look the same. And then I'm going in with my next color, which is a neon yellow. And I kind of just did that on like the edges a little bit, but just do the same concept, all different swiggle designs, swirls. And then if you see any like thing that needs to be added, another color that needs to be added in, I just went ahead and touched that up a little bit. I noticed the darker green didn't show as much, so I just added a little bit more of that in. And then just clean off the edges because blooming gel spreads and it becomes a little thick. And basically that's the design. We top coat it and then we're done. And I'm just applying the top coat. And there you have it. These are the finished product of the marble neon green and sage green nails. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and like for more.